And with Congress on Lenten break, most members of the lower house are likely to spend time explaining the move to amend certain economic provisions of the Constitution to their constituents. The House recently approved such resolution filed by Speaker Sonny Belmonte. This report.
There were more pressing priorities other than charter reform to move the gains of the economy for the next 2 years until the president ends his term in 2016. No less than his chief economic advisor, Arsenio Balitaan, believes a number of priority bills pending in Congress should be given attention and action to enhance the country's competitiveness, especially with the dawn of ASEAN integration.
If you look at what the industries are saying, what the potential investors are saying, the critical, most binding constraints to investment in the country, I can name three, the most critical ones. One is the infrastructure, the severe inadequacies in our infrastructure, running from roads to airports to seaports to flood control and so on. The other one is those that have to do with our policies, regulatory, the cost of doing business. And the third that comes, especially outside of Metro Manila and the traditional growth centers, are peace and order issues. So if you can fix these ones, and this should preoccupy our attention for the next, not only in the next 2 years, but in the next couple of years, we should be able to move this country forward as we keep on improving or perhaps working on these economic provisions of the Constitution.
The House, led by Speaker Feliciano Belmonte, passed the first test by approving a proposed resolution to amend 7 provisions to foreigners by inserting the phrase "as may be provided for by law." Belmonte said this is the key for Congress to pass bills which will allow ownership to foreigners, land, public utilities, media, advertising, and education. The lawmakers will be out for 45 days, a time to consult their constituents if they are for or against the continuation of the debate in plenary. The absence of any political provisions in the current debate is good news. Belmonte will use the break to inform and explain to the President the merits of his proposal for the country.
This gives us a considerable time for members to reflect on it, to consult people on it, and so forth, so that we're all set come May. Mahaba ang debate on Chacha, but you will notice that this is the simplest possible Chacha that we could think of, addressing a very important issue, yung economic provisions, while at the same time not opening doors but providing keys to meet contingencies as
if and when both houses of Congress ipasa to by 3/4 vote, and then under the Constitution, mandatory na that we will inform the COMELEC, and mandatory on the part of the COMELEC to conduct a plebiscite, because that is a requirement of the Constitution.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.